Putin doesn't want any ceasefire. Because he believes that his army holds the initiative. There are a lot of resources to continue this war for several more years, and of course he will be trying to delay all the negotiations.
So, is Donald Trump starting to turn on Russian President Vladimir Putin? As we reported yesterday, the US president posted a rare rebuke of Putin on his Truth Social page, questioning his willingness to end the war in Ukraine. Speaking to Trevor Phillips on Sky News this morning, Conservative leader Kemi Badenoch said that the change in Trump's tone was definitely a sign of progress and said that the one-to-one meeting between Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky yesterday ahead of the Pope's funeral was really heartening. Well, joining us now with his thoughts is Dmitry Gudkov, a Russian opposition politician living in exile. Dmitry, thanks for giving us your time. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
How do you think Donald Trump's criticism of Vladimir Putin will have gone down in the Kremlin?
So I'm still holding the same position, regardless of what of the statements we heard from Italy, because I believe that Putin doesn't want any ceasefire. Because he believes that his army holds the initiative. There are a lot of resources to continue this war for several more years, and of course he will be trying to delay all the negotiations. Of course, he doesn't want to refuse Trump, just to have to maintain the possibility to have better relations with the Trump administration, and to avoid secondary and full banking sanctions. But I believe that he will do everything possible to delay that. And I believe also that Donald Trump wants a ceasefire now, or just he will hand his hands off the war. So I believe that the possibility of ending the war remains very slim. Regardless of all good statements and some of the positive developments.
Do you think Putin is afraid of Donald Trump?
I don't think so, because I don't believe in any possibility for Donald Trump and his administration to increase pressure, because I think that all sanctions have been already imposed. Mm-hmm. And there is no tools, for example, to influence on the oil prices. And even the oil prices are about $40 per barrel. So Putin will be able to continue the war for more than 1 year. So I believe that even if a ceasefire is achieved, let's just face it, if the ceasefire is achieved, there is no guarantee that any provocation will follow, and in order to to break the deal and to resume the war. So we heard a lot of positive statements, but unfortunately, so I remember Donald Trump's promise to end the war for 24 hours, then for 1 week, then for 100 days, and I believe that so we will face a lot of problems with the ceasefire, unfortunately. And I also would like to mention how the Russian propaganda has been covering all happening around the Ukraine. So they trying to be very cautious, because inside Russia, Putin has a lot of support from so-called hardliners with the radical views. This group of people supported Putin, but in case of a ceasefire, they could turn against Putin, and that's why the Russian propaganda is very cautious about that.
I wanted to ask you about that, Dmitry. How much, if any, of this, so Trump's rebuke, the peace deal that is on the table, that is actually, as many people have been stating, quite favourable to Russia. They get to keep quite a lot of Ukrainian territory. How has all this been portrayed in Russian media and to the Russian people?
But I think that we need to understand the real goal of Putin. It's I don't think that it's about the territory or just some amount of territory. I think that Putin is really focused on the Ukraine surrender. So he wants at least to control like the part of the territory of Ukraine directly, and he needs to control the whole Ukraine indirectly. So today, as his army holds the initiative, so he believes that in the future, in a year, he will have the better negotiating position, because the global south, I mean countries so representing global south are not isolating Putin. So you know that Vladimir Putin has managed to create the alternative economy with a turnout of several $billion annually. And I also recommend you to read the report of the Center for Analysis and Strategies in Europe that we created. And we have all the figures. So Putin has all options to circumvent sanctions. And I don't think that he's interested in lifting sanctions because banking sanctions, because in this case, so we will see the boost of the capital flight. For example, in 2022, the capital flight was $227 billion. It's 2 yearly military budget, and after banking sanctions, it has decreased for 4 or 5 times. And if the United States lifts banking sanctions, so all Russian people, I mean businessmen, representatives of the Russian elite, they will withdraw money from Russia because it's not safe, like to keep money inside Russia. It's better like to park your assets, your money outside of Russia.
Dmitry, just a final question: is Putin facing any sort of domestic opposition? Are people close to him saying, look, this has cost about 1 million lives, dead and wounded. The financial and economic and social scarring is immense. Is he facing any resistance from within the Kremlin, and also a resistance among the Russian people?
Unfortunately, it's not possible because Russia, it's not a democratic country where people have like a right to protest, to go against the authorities and the government. So it's a dictatorship, and just for speaking against the war, you can like find 25 years of jail, as it happened with Vladimir Karamurza. So we don't have resistance, and we're very far from the split of elite, because Putin controls everything inside Russia: oil and gas, I mean business, governance, all institutions. But to be honest, they're not institution, because the parliament, it's not the real independent institution. He controls the core system, all businesses. So unfortunately, there is no opportunity even to start resistance inside Russia. Maybe it will happen later when Russia faces a serious economic crisis, but not now.
Okay. Dmitry, thank you so much for giving us your time. Always good to speak. Dmitry Gudkov, a Russian opposition politician living in exile.